Hi, everyone. It's Cindy Walter, and I have Tiffany Keller with us today. Thanks so much for being on the call today, Tiff.
Of course, absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
It's great. She just celebrated her 4-year anniversary with Isogenics, and Tiffany was a good friend of mine in our prior business. We weren't on the same team, but there were not a whole lot of us that were really into fitness and working out. And I just remember years of looking at her arms and thinking, someday I'll have muscles in my arms like Tiffany Keller and Lori Olson, the two of you.
I know Lori too, yes.
Oh gosh, and I'm not as skinny and little as you two, but I have muscles now, so I'm so excited about that. And you too can get muscles, huh? So that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about our 90-day game plan. And what I asked Tiffany to share with you guys today is really her system, what she does with Facebook, because Facebook is a huge part of her business, just as it is mine. And she's going to steer you to some really great trainings that she's done as well. So Tiff, let's just start with, are most of your prospects coming from Facebook?
Yes, absolutely. I would say 95% are coming through Facebook, like directly through Facebook. The other 5% are, of course, friends, family, that are finally ready. But I'm also friends with them on Facebook and use our tools that we're going to talk about on Facebook. So
Yeah.
I would, 100% are coming through Facebook.
Right. They're watching you and you're consistent. And you've also done a really great job branding yourself. So I think people that are watching Tiffany know she's extremely fit. She takes care of herself. She's obviously a product of the product, which is huge when you want to build this business. And they're watching her and she's consistent. And being a product of the product and being consistent are two of my top tips. So why don't you start when someone reaches out to you, Tiff? Like, how do you go about prospecting? Do you message them when they comment on your posts, or how? Tell us the process, what you do.
Yes. Well, it is a whole system as far as how it all works. But when someone reaches out to me, or let's say that they like or comment on my post, I will reach out to them. And, for one thing, I'll start off just by liking or commenting things on their page, building that relationship, really, trying, not trying, but being genuine about things that I see on their page and building that relationship that way. And it's really easy if they start liking and commenting on a lot of your things, then I will send them a personal message. And I will say, thank you so much for liking and commenting on so many of my posts. I like and, I love so many of the things that you post as well. I can tell we're a lot alike and like-minded. And then I'll ask them a question so that I can try to start a conversation to keep it going and build that relationship. And the question might be about something I see on their page, or it could be, by the way, what do you do for work? And even if it's, they have listed what they do for work, there are so many people that is outdated. Mm-hmm. So unless they're like blasting what they do for work all over their page, I'll usually, that's kind of my go-to question if I don't see anything that I can really kind of ask about. But I want to ask a question to, generate that response. And I would say it's about, because I do track it, and it's about 80% of the people do respond. Whether it's a short answer or a long answer, is determined, but they do at least respond. And again, it's building that relationship. And sometimes it goes nowhere, but sometimes it goes really well.
And sometimes it takes a long time of them following and you liking and commenting and loving on their
Yes,
posts. So.
I might be doing that several times, and it could take a couple years. Yeah. I have people coming back to me from 4 years ago. So yes, right. And it is all about persistence and consistency.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so then you get them to the point where now they're interested and you're asking them questions. What's your next step?
So when they're interested and want to find out more, then my next step is I let them know that we have this awesome private Facebook group that I can add them to, where we not only share information about our nutritional systems and products, but everyone loves the group because we share all kinds of ideas about living a healthy lifestyle. And then I ask their permission if they would like to be added to the group to learn more. And they always say yes.
Okay. So then you add them to the group, and I always get the question, how much following up do you do? When? How quickly do you follow up? So what's your system there? Do you let them marinate for a couple days? And, do you just keep following up until they enroll? What do you do once you enter them into our product
Yeah.
page?
So when I first add them to the group, let me start off by saying I reply to them and say, great, I'll add you to the group right now. And I let them know that for some, it can be a little bit overwhelming because there's so much energy in there and it's awesome. But because of that, I'm going to tag them in a quick video just to let them know where to start to find out some information so that they'll know where to start first. And then I also ask them, unless we've had this discussion already, I ask them what their goals are. I said, what would you love most to experience? And I list, weight, fat loss, energy, increased performance in the gym, and I list all of our solutions. And they'll come back and tell me. So that way I know exactly what they're looking for if we haven't had that conversation already. Mm-hmm. So then I'll add them to the group, create the welcome message, just like we have in our HHP checklist. And then I add that first video right away of what to introduce them to. Most times right now I'm using the Mary Evans video, but that could change as time goes on. We'll see. But it also depends if they're really looking for performance, that I might add the athlete's video. So it really kind of depends what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And then as far as follow-up, generally within 24 hours, I like to add the second video. And that's going to be more geared to what they specifically are looking for. And so I like to do that because they're excited. You want to get them while they're excited and do that 24-hour, follow up as far as adding the second video. But in the meantime, I am consistently posting in HHP as well because it's so important. People, just adding them to HHP and then not posting at all is really not going to do too much. When the person first goes in there, they might look around a little bit. But then once they leave that group, they're probably not going to look there again unless you're posting, which brings them back into the group to look some more. And your posts are going to be the ones they see. So if you add somebody that is looking for, let's say, increased performance in the gym, that's when that day I might be posting about our amped line and about our performance system and kind of gearing it towards them, just so because I know that that's the post they're going to be seeing most that first day and getting them excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So say you put someone in and then you hear crickets. What do you do when you hear crickets?
So you mean I hear crickets like after I add the second video, mm-hmm. and I've told them to send me any questions they might have. So I do send them a private message after I send that second video. And I say, how have you been enjoying the group so far? And what have you liked most about the videos I tagged you in? And if I don't hear anything at all, then I'll let it go a few days. And in the meantime, again, I'm posting because I know that that's part of follow-up is just posting in that HHP group because you know that they're seeing that if you are posting. And in a few days, I'll follow up with them again. And, again, they're most excited that first week. Uh-huh. So if they're, not responding right away, and then I might let it go down to like once a week, then once a month, but they never come off the list.
That's exactly what I do. And people always ask me, does that happen to you? Absolutely. I mean, most often if people, I've talked with them before I've added them to the group, I've done everything that you've just said you've done. So typically they're seriously interested at that point, but every once in a while I'll put someone in there and I think they might have just pacified me and said, yeah, add me to the group. And they really weren't ready or weren't interested. I've had people marinate in that group for months.
Yes.
So every time, if I get to the point where now I'm only checking in with them once a month, anytime there's an incentive, I follow up with them. And eventually it'll be their time. And it's all about their timing, not ours. And it's all about, trying to help them when they're ready. We don't want to drag people into this. We want to really help them when they're ready. So yeah, I do the same exact thing. Awesome. All right. And then what? Once you enroll them, then what?
Well, once I enroll them, do you mean as far as using Facebook or like what I do next with?
Well, when I enroll someone next, I continue to use HHP for coaching.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So yes, I continue to, so for instance, when I provide them with the list of snacks that they can use for in between their meals on shake days, I tag them in HHP because I want to take them to HHP and show them that this is a powerful tool for them to use. So if I keep referring to things in HHP, they're going to see, okay, this is my go-to resource. this is where I can find all the information that I'm looking for.
Right.
And for instance, I always, like, probably once a month, post that resources list of all the different resources that we have. So all the different websites you can go to find out about the products. You can find about Isagenix business and all those things. I tag them in that post as well, so that they can see that. So again, I'm always going back to HHP because I want to show them what a powerful tool that is for them to use.
And how duplicatable it is. And then those of you that have people that get excited about referral rewards or earning some extra money, you know, we have a business page we can add them to as well, which is fabulous. And we have a start page now for our young people. And now we have a men's page for our men. So there is something for everyone right here in Facebook. And, you know, I think our whole call today is that we want you guys to use this because it's powerful, it's easy, it's duplicatable. And if you don't have a system, you're very hard to follow. If Tiffany enrolled me, I would look at Tiffany and I would say, oh, I can't do what she does. I just can't. And you know, you don't want to do that when she shows me how easy this is, how easy and duplicatable it is because she's got it so systemized and she's following this easy, simple system. Then I'm like, if Tiffany can do this, I can do this. And that's
Right.
what we want. We want duplicatability.
Yeah, you definitely want to follow a system because I know sometimes people think that creating the same welcome message for everybody, I mean, obviously you want to customize it a little bit to make the person feel a little bit extra special, but doing the same system as far as creating that welcome message, creating that and adding that video right away and your whole system of that is really important. And I've had people tell me, I see you adding all these people. So many people are interested, and that gets them excited for one thing. And they see that it's so easy for them to do. So I just had somebody, you know, add their first person to HHP today, and they just got started last week. So, you know, I mean, and she told me, I asked her the magic question, the Susan Sly magic question when she first got started, and she had no interest in enrolling anybody, and here she is already talking about it and referring somebody to HHP.
I think people are afraid when they see us, they're often afraid that they can't do what we do until they learn that it's very simple and systematical and it's so easy and duplicatable. So that's why we really want you guys to follow a system. All right. So Tiffany did these fabulous, 10-minute trainings, approximately 10 to 20-minute trainings.
Yes.
On Facebook. And can you share with everybody what the trainings are and where they can find them, Tiff?
Yes, absolutely. So you can find the trainings on our ISA for Wealth group page under the files section. There is a Word document that I posted out there called the 10-minute Facebook training. So you can search for that. You'll see that I posted it. So it's 10-minute Facebook training. And they are broken down because I know that a lot of us don't have too much time to go through a long training. So I compiled all the tips because I was determined to make Facebook work for me. And I really didn't know anything at the beginning. I mean, I'll just say that I started off 2 years ago with 600 friends, which is, you know, it seems like a lot. I had kind of built that up from a point before that. But when I started really kind of dedicating myself to building up Facebook, I now have over 4,300 friends. So, so I was just determined to make this work because I knew that you hear everybody say that Facebook is where all their leads come from, how they really, you know, have built such a wonderful organization for themselves. So I was determined to learn that. So I compiled everything that I learned from all various top trainers, and I had taken Facebook courses and things like that. And I wanted to make it simple for people to follow. So I broke it down into just like 10 to 15 minutes. And so you can just watch a little bit at a time, but get a tip to take away and actually implement after each training that you go through. So you can watch as many of them in a row as you want, or you can watch one at a time and get through it. And I think there's 28 of them. So within a month, you'll get through the whole thing if you just watched one a day.
All right. And that's going to be your action step for today. Under this video, I would like you to comment with something that you learned either right here with Tiff sharing what her system is, or from her videos that she put together, because she spent a lot of time putting all those video trainings together for this team. And we are so grateful she did it, and so grateful they're still there for us to go back to and refer back to and send our new people to. So please watch them if you haven't. comment below with any tips that you gleaned from this, and we'll probably do some type of a drawing for you next week, but you have to comment below to be in, so make sure you do that. Anything else, Tiffany, that you want to share about Facebook, social media, anything before we go?
Well, the only thing I do want to share about when you go through the training series is that it is a system, just like our 30-day system is a system and works best when you use all the components, or if you use our skincare system, it works best when you use all the components. It really only works if you're doing all the components you learn in all those trainings, because, you know, of course you want to generate leads, and that's by doing your individual posts, but then using the HHP group and then the follow-up, and, you know, it all works together if you really want to build your business using Facebook. So it is important. You can't just do one piece and think that it's magically all going to work. It really synergistically works together.
Yep, that totally makes sense. So you guys try to get through them all if you haven't already. I know all the leaders have, and we found them very, very informative and very helpful with our new people. So thank you for doing that again. I know I've thanked you before, but that was just a great gift you gave to the whole team. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And thank you for being with us today, Tiffany. Comment below, guys. And also, I would love to hear, if you have gone through Tiffany's whole training, all 28 videos, please comment that below and let us know that as well. All right?
Yes.
Have a great week. We've got a lot coming up for you this week, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, guys.